me. The way I see life most of the time is different from the way you see life. Sometimes life is good. Other times, well, maybe not so good. And this is why many times we need someone to talk to, someone to listen to us without judging us. And this is a program that is designed exactly for that purpose, where we can talk, chat, laugh, and sometimes cry together. Come on, let's talk over our matters. Let's discuss the matters of life and find solutions together. This is SHINA. Our program is now going to be on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. I need you to join in. We need to talk together. You will have the opportunity to call in, ask questions, discuss matters that concern your heart, and I guarantee you, you'll be glad that you talked. I'll be waiting on you Tuesday, and on Wednesday, and on Thursday. SHINA will be waiting for you.
Hey guys, my name is SHINA OYINLOLA, and I'm trying to let you know that Abntv do live stream events. Do you have any event coming up? Do you want somebody to do that for you? Live stream your event either to your own portal or to Abntv Direct. Call on us now, 346 426 5650, 346 426 5650. We'll be glad to help you out. Thank you.
Hello everyone, and so good to know that you're there. This is Sharing Life Matters with SHINA, and seriously, I am so happy that you're there. You're welcome, and I hope your day has been good. Well, mine has been very good. Don't forget, every day is a good day, regardless of whatever it is. Every day is a good day. Just see the glass as half full. Eventually, you will find out every day is a good day. And I want to say a big thank you to all those of you that concern yourselves with this program. Thank you. I really, really seriously appreciate you, particularly those of you that don't mind us discussing your matters. You know, you've suddenly made this program very rich, and sincerely, I appreciate you. Do you know, after yesterday, so many more calls, so many things happening in people's homes, and they want us to discuss these things so that we, you and I, can advise them and they can take a cue from the thoughts of people. Thank you. And to all those of you that keep contributing to the programs, that call in every time we have a show, wow. I cannot thank you enough. I really, really sincerely appreciate you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you very much. All right. Now, this is our program. It's not just my program. I am just fortunate to anchor it. It's a program that belongs to all of us. So we all must never, ever get tired. We must not give up. The more we speak out, the better things get in the society. Domestic violence is a major problem in our society, and we must do everything within our power to take it away. Well, I know we cannot totally eradicate domestic violence, but we can reduce it as much as possible. The more we talk about it, the more we create the awareness, the more people hear and the more people know. The worst we can do to ourselves is to keep quiet and pretend that the problem is not there. As I speak to you tonight, I am sure one person is going down in the name of love. It really doesn't have to be this way. And that is why you and I will have to speak out so that the issue of domestic violence will be reduced to the barest minimum possible. Whatever you do, make sure your relationship works. Just try. Make it work. See, many times you've just not tried enough. And I want you to try. Try harder. Make it work. Eventually, it will work. If you have to beg, beg. If you have to spend money, spend money. If you have to call on others to step into it, call on others to step into it. Just make it work. If, however, the journey is too tough for both of you to work on the same aisle, by all means, go your separate ways. You're better off living long as a single parent than dying young in the name of love. Do your best not to die young. A lot of people love you and they want you to be around. And so if your relationship is becoming too toxic and you're not very sure of your life, or you cannot guarantee the life of your partner, in the name of love, please find a way. Go your separate ways. Once again, thank you for joining on this program. Lately, we've been delving into some very, very important issue. Last night, we addressed the issue of a 13-year-old girl that the mother walked into her with a stepdad right in the middle of the action, in the middle of the night. Well, these things happen. Most parents just don't know. The reality is that when a parent is about to marry, like it or not, is a new person, a stranger that you're bringing home. Sometimes you're so used to this person, you're blinded by love, you're so carried away by how nice, how generous, how sweet this person is. But you keep forgetting that to your children is a totally new person. While we discussed the story of Miss S last night, who is also here listening tonight and watching the program tonight, we discussed it, and she had a lot to gain about it. In her own case, of course, she's not even thinking twice. Packing out has been easy for her. The only thing that we tried to advise her on, she was going to send a child to some relatives so that she can stay with them. She still, after listening to yesterday's program, she began to think that too wide. So if you're going to ring it in tonight for her to hear and understand, well, all I just want you to know is that your contributions are doing a lot in the ears of the people. Tonight, we're going to stretch it further. Now, don't get me wrong. Miss S is not at any point thinking of remarrying right now. No. That's so far from it, because this matter just happened. However, it looks like with time, most people that are young, they would want to marry again. There is nothing wrong in moving forward. There is nothing wrong in remarrying. Of course, everybody seeks happiness, and I wish that everybody would be happy. But the question tonight, what we started yesterday, the main question tonight, particularly I want you to picture a 13-year-old girl in your hands, and you're going to be married to another man. What are the things that await the children when you're a new person, particularly when that child is young, naive, at the age of experimenting so many things, age where she can easily be fooled, age where she can be convinced not to tell anybody anything, including. I do not want us to brush this aside. I cannot count anymore how many people have called me to say that this is also the problem that they are witnessing. So if a lady wants to remarry, what should happen? And I want us to squarely deal with this tonight. How should they handle the children? What should be the position of the children? What should they do? How can they handle it? You know, these are things that I want us to discuss tonight. There are many women listening tonight because this is what they are going through. Of course, you can extend it to maybe the man to getting married and he has the children with him. What do you think? Most of the time, people say that the new wife may want to treats, and whichever way you want to extend it to. Tonight, I just want us to look at these young women that are willing and wishing to remarry, but then they have these children that are in that delicate stage. Are you going to say they shouldn't bother remarrying? Or if they have to remarry, how should they handle it? Everybody needs your help tonight. Miss S needs your help tonight. Any women need your help tonight. They are just confused. They are caught in between remarrying and protecting their children. Your contributions will have a lot to do. Tonight, I'm going to be opening up the phone lines very early. And I do not want you to forget, don't call when we're about to close. Call early enough so that we can have a lot to contribute. But of course, that will come immediately after this short break. Don't forget, if you have any product or service you want us to advertise for you, please do give us a call and we will broadcast your matter for the whole world to hear. It is cheaper, far cheaper than what you think. This is Sharing Life Matters with Eshman, and I will see you at the other side of the divide.
If it is branding, printing, and graphics design, let us undo it for you. Daystar International is an household name when it comes to office branding, car branding, stock branding, church pamphlet, signs, and banners. We also do business cards, flyers, mugs, t-shirt, embroideries, buttons, and stickers. Let the professional undo your printing and graphics design needs. Daystar International, 14165 Bisone Street, Houston, Texas 77083. Telephone 347-500-7328. IG Daystar_International_prints or www.daystarinternational.com. Daystar International, we print, brand, and do graphics for the world. Daystar International, check us out. BSA Procurement and Logistics Services. Ship to USA from Nigeria, or ship from Nigeria to USA, and also to Canada. Individual, small business, corporate establishments, and African stores and restaurants. Ship anything at all. USA office
12202 Bishop Street, Houston, Texas 77072.
Telephone 832-614-8984 or 281-741-4829. Email info@bsaprologueservice.com or www.bsaprologueservice.com. BSA Procurement and Logistics Services. You are the reason we exist. Daddy Autos, Daddy Autos. Car sales, car repair, body works, title services, record services, insurance claims, and vehicle inspections. Call us now at 832-759-3324. Don't forget, free oil change when you make 2 synthetic oil change visits. The third is free. Daddy Autos, 9814 Honeywell Street, Houston, Texas 77074 or at www.daddyautos.com or info@daddyautos.com. Daddy Autos, best in auto repair. Being a #1 in authentic African cuisine has made us not to stop dishing out the best to our customers. Check out some of our delicacies in African food today. We also cater for both indoor and outdoor parties. Finger Licking Restaurant 2.0. Check our all-day coffee spots are open on Sunday 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Monday to Thursday 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Friday and Saturdays 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. We deliver with Uber Eats, DoorDash, and Drop Off. Finger Licking 2.0, 9817A Bisone Street, Houston, Texas 77036. Telephone 713-270-7070. Come for an authentic African cuisine.
Welcome back. This is Sharing Life Matters with Eshman, and I'm so happy that you are still there. Now, quickly, let's go straight to the point. Tonight's topic, which I've entitled Remarrying, What Really Awaits the Children. Now, this has been brought up based on what has happened to Miss S. To those that that did not listen yesterday or that didn't watch yesterday, Miss S remarried, and for some reasons, someday in the middle of the night, she woke up only to find her new husband on top of her 13-year-old girl. Of course, it wasn't their first time because, like Miss S said, there was no blood on the bed. And that has happened for some time. The excuse of the man was caught red-handed. There was no, he couldn't deny it. He said, well, the girl started it by initially putting his hands on her breast, and one thing led to the other, and they've been doing it for some time. Now, this is not a judgment zone, so it's not a matter of saying this should happen, that should happen. Miss S, of course, has decided to pack her things out of the house, and Miss S has also temporarily decided to send the kid to some relatives so that she can stay with them. But that's not where we're going tonight. Where we're going tonight is this. Most young ladies at some point will want to remarry. And when they have young adults like a 13-year-old girl, how should they cope? Because I can't sit here and not to remarry if they want to. But what position would they put the child when they are bringing a total stranger into the house? Now, it's not easy for you to say. Neither can I say that, oh, you're just going to be watching over them. You're just going to be looking at them. You and I know that this is not practicable. Many times, because of the moment, the things we have to do, you will still leave the children with the partner. So, is it really right to say, maybe you shouldn't marry? Miss S is on the phone. Though definitely right now she's not thinking of remarrying, but I cannot guarantee that for so long. She's human, you understand? So the problem is, what should happen? Yesterday I tried to suggest, okay, should the ladies return the children back to their biological fathers? Because I know that there's molestation from the women to children too, but that's very rare, extremely rare, right? Is that an option? Is it an option for her not to remarry? Or what exactly is the solution? Because much as we try to overlook it, the issue seems to be rampant. Many women have called me just to narrate their experiences around the same thing. Of course, we talk about issue of arrest, report, which you must do. You must report. Please, you must report. But that has not stopped it from happening. Every day and day, we have new cases. So tonight, I'm going to open phone lines very soon. So can have enough time to talk about this whole thing. Please wait till much later, just like yesterday. It was when I was rounding up that most of you decided to call. Let's call early tonight so that we can have enough advice. People are listening, people are watching, people are confused. I mean, people want to love, but then a lot of this love is biting them, particularly on the children. A 13-year-old girl is just getting know herself. She's baffled. She's messed by the fact that the breast is growing. She's confused by the hips growing. And a man that is lying to her most of the time, these children just don't know better. So what do you advise? When a lady wants to marry again and she has children, young children that are vulnerable, what do you advise? What do you advise? What do you think? What's your take on this matter? 346-426-5650. That is 346-426-5650 or 336-456-3800. 336-456-3800. Both are hereby opened, and I will advise that we call as early as possible so that we can have a total discussion on this matter. All right, so when wants to marry, there's so many factors that you put in cognizance, that you think about your way, you understand. Majority of the time, we actually don't even look at the things that concern the children. As a matter of fact, a lot of ladies think that they are doing the children a big favor by giving them a new daddy. Now, not all men are the same, don't get me wrong. There are still some few good ones. But then, that new daddy may actually be the new problem you're bringing into the home. If you do not do your homework very well, I know that the Adekoya will always call to say, oh, check, background check, which is right. In fact, he made a statement yesterday that one of the things you can do is to talk to the ex partner and find out. That's what he said. That's his opinion. But the reality is, you cannot know anybody fully enough. And so, when you have children, when you have vulnerable children, when you have young children, what are the things you consider? What do you do? Do you shun marriage? In those days, things have changed though. Don't forget the phone lines are opened. While I wait on your call, I will continue to say what I got to say. Please, the phone lines are opened. 346-426-5650, 336-456-800. Any of those lines will be fine, so you can call now. Now, in those days, at least I remember, people lose their husbands at 40, and they may never, ever marry again. Yes, ask your parents. Ask those that are much older than you. It was easy for people to shun remarrying in those days. In fact, in Africa, it was a difficult thing for a woman to get married to a second husband, right? Because for her, the society made it look like that was a case, that was an embarrassing case. Most families wouldn't even support. So, if one marriage broke, I mean, most of the time, that's it, ended it. But things seem to have changed. We're no longer living in those days. People are very ready to move on just at the snap of the finger these days. But then, when you have vulnerable children, shouldn't you think it twice before you go ahead and bring a total stranger to your home? A child molester is not written on the forehead. You check the record, they may not have had any record that is officially recorded. That does not mean that they've not been doing it. And so, when you bring these people to your home and they are there with your children that are vulnerable, how do you cope? Should we say don't marry? Or are there things we can do? Good evening. This is Shine Life Matters with Eshma. Who am I speaking to, and where are you calling from?
Good evening. My name is Sima, and I'm calling from Maryland.
Hey, Salah from Maryland. So good to hear your voice again. I miss you definitely. All right. You're welcome. Salah, you have the floor. This is Women Matters tonight, and it really touches me, particularly for the young children that are involved. What do you think? What do you say a woman that must remarry, or should they remarry? Go ahead.
Okay, so the truth is that when your marriage fails or when your relationship fails, I feel it's a time for you to re-strategize, you understand? Take your focus somewhere else, you understand? Career, body goals, like there's so many other things, business and what have you. But the mistake that most women make that I think is that you came out from one failed marriage and one failed relationship. And just because you think it was not your fault, you are jumping on another marriage or you're jumping on another relationship. The person you're jumping with knows you're desperate. Do you understand? They know that you are desperate. That is why most times, even when a woman knows that her husband or her boyfriend is abusing her children, sometimes they tend to turn blind eyes, because the most important thing to them at that particular point in time, it's the marriage. Do you understand? A man that will molest your daughter or molest your child or anything will always show some tendencies. Do you understand? If you are smart enough, you can see it in the eye. There's always that body language that is going to tell you. It's left for you to take it or you leave it. And I will authoritatively tell you this. Most women tend to turn blind eyes. You know why? The most important thing for them is for the society to see that they've married. Or they most times look at it like a revenge to their ex-husband. Oh, someone else married me. Not really bothering about why is this person, why is my child like this? Why is my child, since this came into my life, my daughter started getting, she started noticing her body, like she wants to look good, she wants to see, there are always signs. I tell people, there's always that sign that we give out. It's just left for you to take it or you leave it. So what I would say there is that don't be in a rush to get married, number one. Number two, never allow your partner know that you are very desperate for it. And number three, make sure you observe their body signs, their body languages, their everything that is going to give away. And always be ready to walk out from any marriage or any relationship that you feel threatens your friend's peace. If you can have that mindset and you go into a relationship, most times you won't be falling for the wrong person. Especially when the person understands that you're ready to walk out, he puts up any bad behavior. But the truth is that most women are not ready for that. They just want the society to see them as being married, so they're ready to sweep everything under the carpet.
Salah, you have very good points, and I like what you've said. But then you said don't rush into marriage. Eventually, she's going to marry, right? She's not rushing. Okay, give it 1 year, maybe 2, maybe 3, maybe 4, maybe 5. But she still has children. Now, if she's getting married, she's not rushing. Eventually, she is. Should she drive the children away before remarrying? That's number one. Number two, I can't quote this Shakespeare very well because I read it about 30 years ago. But I think Shakespeare says something like, there's no art that can put what's going on the mind, on the face. It's not every time you see the signs, my dear. So at this, what do you do? Because Miss S, she's listening now. Listen, she would put a throat on the slash board that nothing like that was happening. I don't mean to drag religion to these, but these are committed, extremely committed church folks. As a matter of fact, yes, go ahead, Shola.
Sorry to cut you there. The worst people are in the church.
I'm not bringing that into this.
I'm a Christian, sorry to say.
Yeah.
And I was a chorus staff for over 12 years. Do you understand? The worst people are in the church. They just use religion as a camouflage. They hide under religion. They do a whole lot of stuff. That's why most times you always hear a choir master is sleeping with the choir girls. An elder in the church is doing this. An elder in the church is doing that. I always thought religion has nothing to do with it. Even someone that fasts and prays, that it has nothing to do with it. I will always say this: listen to body language. Look at the contact. It's very important. I know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I get you.
Most women never look at that.
Okay.
They never look at it. They just see this man. Or see, you will tell a woman. Let me say this: you will tell a woman that your husband or your boyfriend is coming after me. The next thing, that woman is going to block you and say you want to scatter and marry. So what are we saying? So what are we not saying?
I understand. I understand. Yeah.
People know the truth. It's just that when things go out of hand, they start crying like they don't know. No, they know the truth.
Okay.
You're seeing your daughter. You're seeing that your daughter has started taking notice of her body. She's coming out. Her hair is looking good. See, there's some things that I saw my friend's child. My friend's child did something. Do you understand? Before my child did that stuff that she did in another friend's house, I had called my friend and told my friend, like, you need to notice your daughter. She's becoming so, she wants to lay her edges at 7 years old. She wants to dress good. She said, oh no, her daughter just loves fashion. I told her no. And she stopped talking to me because she felt I was prying into her personal affairs. Fast forward to 1 year and 6 months later, that friend's child tried to sleep with another friend's son.
Wow.
These signs are always there.
How old did you call the daughter again?
You said what?
How old did you call the daughter again?
She was 7 years old. This thing happened like 3 years ago. She was 7 years old. She was always standing at the front of the mirror. She's going to school, she's laying her edges. She wants to. I told the mother, there's something wrong with this girl. She was like, no, the daughter is just.
So she tried to sleep with someone at 10?
She tried to sleep with a boy who was 9 years old, and she was 7.
Whoa.
And someone caught them. Do you understand? And the mother could not tell me, but someone else told me. What am I trying to say? As a mother, the sign is always there. It's left for you to pay attention to it or not. Do you understand? You see your child noticing her body, you have to find out. Do you understand? So, I mean, if you want to turn blind eyes, you turn blind eyes, but most times it's really not going to change anything. The truth is still going to come to you at the worst moment.
Sola.
So I'm not trying to say I'm the smartest.
Yes, I understand.
There are some things that we can avoid. That's just what
Sola,
I think. I
really appreciate you. Thank you so much for your contributions, and I hope to hear your voice again tomorrow. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Wow, that caught me unawares. Well, somebody else has come from London, though. We're going to discuss that at another time. Siblings about that age, you know, I don't want to start it now. We're going to discuss it some other time. Things are really happening, and parents, honestly, it is time to please pay a closer attention. And I thank you, Sola, for all that you have said. The main point that she said, which I would emphasize on while I wait on your calls, is that there are always changes. There are always things you need to know. Closeness, sometimes, I remember Tayo emphasized on this, some daughters are close to their fathers, you know, and innocently. There's not a problem like that. I mean, there's no problem in that, right? Not all fathers are like that. Not all men are like that. But then, please, don't just assume. It's okay to pull your daughter behind and ask questions. You can ask your questions. You are the mom. Your daughter should be able to trust you enough to tell you some things. Really, it's not, you have to be wise about it. You have to be smart about it, right? Now, at 13, a whole lot of changes happen in the life of a girl. A whole lot. Her dress sense will change. Her mannerism will change. She could withdraw more. Most of the time, that's when they have this secret they're hiding from you. That is a period that you need to be a bit closer. All right. So, but we're still on the matter tonight. 346-426-650 or 336-456-3800. We're still on the matter. What are the things that a lady should do, consider by the time she wants to marry again, because she has children that are vulnerable? Don't forget, not all men are the same, and you really cannot know everyone. Some are so perfect when it comes to hiding stuff, hiding a particular thing. And may I also tell you, sincerely, some of them may not, maybe it could be their first time molesting a child. So the idea of trying to know from the antecedents or from history may fail you. The most important thing is that you need to pay attention to what is happening around you. Miss S made a lot of mistakes. She would have caught this a long time. And she admitted, she said most times she would wake up and the man was not beside her. And she would just assume that, oh yeah, he's praying in the living room. Meanwhile, that wasn't what she was doing. If you woke up, you didn't see your man, and you have a young in the house, come on, man, walk around and make sure nothing is happening. You can't be too careful. I mean, being careful is part of human nature, at least to protect your own child. But then, for a lady that wants to marry, what do you do? Shola said it. You can't afford to rush. Even though you're giving it time, I know eventually you're going to get someone, and that person at the end of the day is still a stranger. You can't afford to rush. Do not try to impress anyone. This society really does not care about you. And that is why whatever you're celebrating, whatever big day you have, only lasts but a week. People will celebrate your achievement max a week, and everybody moves on. There are too many things in the society for people to dwell on than on your matter alone. So don't think, oh, because you got that you need to get somebody else in good time because of what society is thinking. Society isn't thinking about you. Every family has their own problem, huge problems. You're just very small compared to what they are going through. So don't do things because you want to impress people. Now, some ladies are so careless. When they see their children, but I keep emphasizing on 13-year-old because, again, their body gets very itchy at that time. Maybe the man was right by saying the girl put his hands on her breast. I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm not saying the man should take due advantage of that innocent child, but a 13-year-old has that tendency. They just want to explore. But then when you see your 13-year-old with the kind of way she's dressing, you need to pause a while. You need to find out she's conversing with someone. As soon as you open the door, she's stopping that conversation. It's a sign. You need to find out further. And the closeness to the new dad, you understand, you really can't understand. If you're confused, ask her. If you cannot ask her, hey, pick a professional to talk to her. Pick a therapist to get the truth from her. You cannot afford to be too careful. Or rather, not to be too careful. Being too careful is not a crime. It is okay if your suspicions were wrong. But then if you suspected a thing, go ahead and find out from her. She's your daughter. If she has changed the way she's dressing, it's a sign of something. The way she handles her phone is a sign of something. The way she carries her body is a sign of something. And that's why you are the mother. You should be able to decode all these things. Now, when a new man is brought to your home in the name of the new person that you have married, hey, let your daughter know the line they must not cross. Let them know. You can't afford to be too just careless. Let them know that this line you can't cross. If there's anything that is confusing to you, encourage them to come talk to you as the mother. Find a way. You start to ask. I don't know. I'm not a woman. Women know better. What kind of question should ask? It's not easy for me to tell you don't marry again. You have to if you're young. But don't put your children's life on the line because you want to satisfy your own self. It's okay to fall in love again. Please go ahead and do. But you must have this element of a doubt about the person you're bringing in. Don't set traps. No, we're not talking about setting traps now. But please put your ears rather to the ground and have your eyes peeled. Don't be too far from asking questions all the time. Now, the man, shortly before we go break, the man that you are bringing to your house, sometimes the way you converse, the things that he talks about, will give you an idea of the type of a person that he is. Sola right said it. Hey, maybe church folks shouldn't hear this from me, but the truth of the matter is, if you found out that you're in a wrong marriage again, and I said again because it's not your first, if you found out that you're in a wrong marriage again, please do not hesitate to walk away. How do you want to cope with your 13-year-old getting pregnant for your own husband? It's not something that, I mean, the society probably won't even forgive you for that kind of a thing. And so, if you have found yourself again in another confusion, in another confusing state, hey, help yourself, do yourself a favor by working yourself out of the situation. Before you marry anybody again, do your findings. Ask as many questions as possible. Get their commitment. Let them know that your life is your child's. Let them know that you're living for children. If anything should happen to your children on their own accord, let them know you'll be able to go to any length. If you're going to call it revenge, call it revenge. You're fighting your child. That's the whole essence of you living. And so I don't want you to be careless about the things around you. You're bringing a stranger home. Face the fact. That's a fact. You love him. Yes, the love is between you and him. Not between you and your children. You're bringing a stranger home. And so when a stranger comes to your house, you can't afford to sleep too much. You can't afford not to be careful. You can't afford not to ask questions. Feel free to ask questions. And I'm telling you, feel free to ask questions. If you cannot ask, pay a therapist, a psychologist, pay someone. Let them bring out the truth from your daughter. Finally, before I go on break, if you're a woman and you cannot ask your 13-year-old, your 14-year-old, your 15-year-old if they're still a virgin, then you have a problem. You should be able to. These are still young teenagers. They're still supposed to tell you the truth. So why can't you ask them? Why can't you, in those days, growing up in Africa, people would always find it hard to say, did you sleep with anybody? They would always say, did anyone touch you? Did you go near any man? Those questions bring them back up. Find out if your 13-year-old, your 14-year-old, your 15-year-old has been touched. And most of the time, they will tell you the truth. Whereas at this point, we have to go on a short break, and when we return, I'll begin to pick your calls again. This is Sharing Life with Eshman, and I will see you at the other side of the divide.
Organic fruits, vegetable and skimmed non-fat milk extracted by an expert with over 38 years of combined experience working with products in educational, cleansed and processed without adding additives such as sugar, coloring and preservatives. Paddy's Point organic fruit juice in yogurt bar, fresh, healthy and delicious. Our special juices includes green juice, energy booster, fishing juice, recovery juice, regulated juice, rejuvenated juice, organic carrot juice, organic laxative juice, organic kidney cleanse. Our fresh made yogurt includes pineapple yogurt, banana yogurt and coconut yogurt. Order now at 287411037 through Grub Up, Uber Eats and DoorDash. We also do delivery or walk in at 3320 Highway C South, Suite D, Houston, Texas 77082. Check us out at www.paddyspoint.co. Paddy's Point organic fruit juice and yogurt bar. Fresh, healthy, and delicious. Are you in Houston area and you need luxury style space, beautiful and elegant? Chairs, tables, furnitures, Asian design, high stage for celebrants, large free garage parking for guests. Wets Block Event Hall is all you need. Weddings, receptions, conference, baby showers, birthdays, graduations, rehearsal dinners, corporate meetings, trade shows, fashion shows, album or book launches. You can design and decorate any special event. Free appointment for a free quote. Check us out 7636 Allen Drive, Suite A115, Houston, Texas 77036 or 5711 Ecroft Avenue, Suite A1A, Houston, Texas 77036. Telephone 832-351-0993 713-969-0362. wetsblog@gmail.com at www.westblog.com. Planning, decorations, and distinctions in stock. Think Westblog for your next. If you are interested in healthcare field, Big Six Medical Institute can help you get there. A Texas board certified institute specialized in certified nursing assistant program. Our program lasts for 5 weeks, which includes hands-on training with professional trained instructors and on-site clinical practical in-state approved nursing facilities. We also provide morning and evening classes. Big Six Medical Institute can help place graduates in great job environment and is proud of providing services for more than a decade. Please call us at 281-497-8446 or 281-757-6621. Email us at big6medicalinstitute@gmail.com or come visit us at 2215 IWC South, Houston, Texas 77077. Come, let us make your dream a reality. Making people happy over a long period of time makes us put you first in everything you do with us. We have badged multiple awards, sending and receiving packages. Amgri Logistics. We ship via air and ocean to Nigeria. We also ship within the USA via FedEx, UPS, USPS, Amazon, and DHL. Amgri Logistics. We do instant money transfer to any part of the world with the best rate. We also do international driver license. Amgri Logistics. We are at 11850 Business Street, Suite G, Houston, Texas 77099. Check us out at www.amgrilogistics.com or care@amgrilogistics.com. Telephone 346-374-7743 or 832-614-5180. IG at Amgri Logistics _. Tell someone about us because we are swift, affordable, and reliable.
This is Sharing Life Matters with Eshman, and I'm so glad that you are there. All right, thank you so very much. Don't forget, should you have any advertisement needs that you would require, please get in touch with us and we'll blow your matters for the world to see. It could be small or big, regardless of whatever it is, we would advertise your business for you. So we're still looking at the case of, how to move on. You want to remarry, but then you have these young children. The phone lines are still open, 346-426-5650 or 336-456-3800. Now, someone sent me a text, which is true in the state of Texas for divorcees, right? A parenting class is required. And I wish most other states or countries will follow suit. Of course, it really doesn't totally solve it, but it helps a little. And this is where I also think the church should come into play. It's not all about prayers. There must be serious counseling for people, that are moving into new homes with new people, with children involved. You don't just throw people. If children are not involved, that's probably excusable, understood. It's just two adults now trying to find their ways out. But when you have children involved in the matter, you can't just bring home someone in the name of marriage. Hey, I am tempted to say, if you have to sacrifice this marriage for the sake of your children, well, so be it. Because, listen, by tomorrow you're going to see, do you know we've had 10-year-old girls giving birth? Do you know? Do you know we've had 11-year-old, and the youngest has been a 9-year-old girl giving birth? I am not saying pregnant. Talk about older. But then there are too many terrible things. You can't afford to make your children all this. It's a trauma that they may never wake up from. It's okay to be in love, but that love must not mess up your children's mentality. A 13 13-year-old girl cannot be blamed for being misled. I am not saying she did the right thing, but most of the time these children are misled by the people that you have brought close to them. And the closest all the time is always this stepdad thingy. You have to find a way to correct the abnormality. Look, I know some of you are looking around. I am not asking you to walk away from your partner or break up from them. I'm only asking you to do your homework very well, to put your children in consideration so that it's not just about you satisfying your own needs and leaving them behind. Many a times when this to your home or you guys are beginning to live together, there is that tendency of letting off your guard. You see him as family. His family, all right, but he's not the biological father to those children, and he knows. You think he doesn't know? He knows, and the children know. And so if he's a careless one, he messes them up, he fools them, he does a lot. He appeals to them in very many ways that you have not. And before what is happening, they've been put in a messed up a condition that may damage their mind for the rest of their lives. What is it about this married thing anyway? I don't know whether to say, is it compulsory? When you hear what young girls are going through because they have a new stepdad, you'll be alarmed, you'll be shocked. And so a lot of women till today, because of the career, you understand, they want love, they want money, they want money, they want love, they want love, they want money, they want money, they want love. And nobody is thinking of the children. It's important to always have that at the back of your mind. If you have to sacrifice you being married again for the sake of your children, maybe it's worth it. Maybe, just maybe. Hey, there's almost nothing that happens in this world. Almost nothing. And so, do you want your own family to be the bad example? Do you want your family to also be in the line of those that they will refer to as, look at what happened again? Many times when you don't align yourselves properly, your kids fall prey. Going forward, just about any gift given by the stepdad must be shown to you. It's always starting from that gifting thing. It brings things home to her and it draws her so close, and she sees him like, oh yeah, this is the best. Let them bring the gifts to you so that you handle it. But everything they buy you, they don't even tell you. You're too busy for a mother. Give up the child to somebody else. Go on with your business. It's still okay. You can't afford to be busy in the name of you're trying to make money. You have a stranger in your house. It's not a stranger to you. He's a stranger to the children. He sleeps with you in the same bed, but he's a stranger to the children. He's your husband, but he's not their biological father. The reason why this is coming up on and on is because there's just so many examples. So many people complaining about the same thing. Come on, please. What has happened to you now? What has happened? What is happening to your own 13-year-old girl? You think you don't even know anything is happening. Some of you don't even know she has started a period. Some of you need to go back and learn on how to be a parent. Being a parent goes beyond giving birth to those children. That's not parenting. That's being a mother. Just anybody can be a mother, but everybody can be a parent. A parent goes beyond, I just have a child. How can you not even know that your 13-year-old girl is already having a period? How can you not know that your 13-year-old girl is not a virgin? So what do you discuss with her? You watch movies together, you go to parties together, you go off, and that's what's calling you a mother? No. No. You're just you're just a woman that had an opportunity to give birth to a child. This is very painful because these young girls, you can't blame these things on them. It's not their fault. I'm not saying they've done their best thing, but they can only act as far as their brain will carry them. Go back tonight. There's nothing shameful about it. Ask your teenagers. Ask them. Let them tell you. I know you're saying they will not say the truth. Go and ask first. Don't just sit there and say they will not say the truth. Ask. Find out where they've been. Find out if they're virgins or not. Find out. Let them tell you who they're talking to. Find out if anybody has ever touched them. Just find out. All these things. It's not because you want to go after anybody. So that you can be guided in the way you talk to them going forward. Dressing them up the most expensive dresses is not what gives you that pride of a parent. Our parent goes beyond all those things. Our parent knows about the children. Do you know about your own children? As we round up tonight, and I want to just prick the heart of every lady listening to me. Sincerely, if anything happens to your daughter, the failure is in your hands. You have failed. They've not failed. Because when I'm rounding up, I'm going to give you only one. Okay, I lost the call anyway. It just says when I'm rounding up, a call came. All right, I may not be able to pick us tonight again. I will pick us tomorrow. All right, thank you for calling anyway. Now, if anything happens to your children, you have failed. They didn't fail. All right. You have barely 1 minute. Good evening. This is Shine Life Matters with Eshman. Who am I speaking with and where are you calling from?
Oh, good evening, Eshman. This is Felicia.
Felicia. Okay. At the same time you called yesterday. Felicia, I'm going to give you my last 1 minute. All right. Yes, go ahead and tell me what you have to say, ma.
Yes, you have already said it all. Honestly speaking, they just have to take it calm, to not rush herself again. Need to look very well again before she leaves, because so the affliction will not rise the second time. In the journey of fulfilling our own purpose, of fulfilling our destiny, it should create, accommodate the children too. Fulfilling our own purpose is part of it. You are fulfilling purpose when you are parenting too. If it's going to take her some years, at least to stay without getting married again, to at least help the children,
help them grow a little.
Stand their feet. So I think it's better.
Just one straight answer. Just one straight answer, Felicia, because I have to let you go. Just one straight answer. Do you think it's a shameful thing for a mother to ask their teenagers if they're still virgins?
Strange. It's not. Why won't you?
Good. Thank you very much.
Why won't you? I have guests. I do ask.
All right. Miss S.
It's not embarrassing. You just ship it in a very plain mood, jokingly, and you are being frank about it. So you need to ask. You need to ask questions.
All right. Felicia, I really got to let you go now, and I do hope that you call me early tomorrow. All right. Thank you very much, and have a very good night. Miss S, I know you're listening. Again, this is not a judgment zone. Just like you, every woman needs to know the things to do and make sure that their teenagers are well taken